I finished my sketchbook, so let's go have a sketchbook tour. Now, as you'll see, I try to date as much as I can when I remember. And this says the 26th of December 2020. So that is quite a long time for me to be working on a sketchbook. Straighten that camera up a little bit. There we go. It's been a confusing time with this sketchbook because I just got distracted with other things. I've got another sketchbook going now as a journal. I've got a bigger sketchbook going. I draw in every day. And this one has been getting a little neglected. But I'm back on the ball now. I finished it up. I started a new one. I'm already several pages in, but let's see how this one went. And my goal for this one on the 26th of December was I will learn to draw faces and calligraphy. Did I achieve my goal? Well, the one thing I did was draw a lot of faces. Now, it was Christmas. I drew my Christmas tree, which is Gabby, our Christmas angel, who's supposed to be the angel Gabriel, but she's a teddy bear. And this is another attempt at my husband. I keep drawing him, and one day he's going to look like him. No sign of that yet. So then on, what's this, the 27th of March was the next time I visited this sketchbook. Oh, I'm a naughty girl. And I just drew some white Posca pen on black to try and get me back into using the sketchbook. And somebody had bought me some nice treats from my Amazon wish list. So I thought, ooh, let's use those. So there are, well, what pens were they? Jelly roll pens, that's right. And these were some glitter pens. Spectrum Noir glitter. I don't know if that's picking up. And again, if you're wondering why pandas keep appearing, it's because of monkey. So these I tried drawing along the same style as Luke Burke because he has some really interesting designs and drawings, and these are what I based these on. Well, this lady anyway. And she looks nothing like his, so he would never recognise them if I didn't admit that was who I was trying to not imitate, but just learn from. So then I decided to really get stuck into my faces. I used lots of references, and I find drawing faces over and over is not a stimulating, fun process, but it's definitely necessary if you want to improve your faces. So I just bit the bullet and started to draw more faces. You see some here, and it was really a study of hair rather than of faces, as you can see, because this poor girl doesn't have a face. And then, whenever I need a rest, I draw a pretty girl face. It's just one of those things I love to do. I drew this one in the night time with the little stars and an enigmatic look. I draw a lot of enigmatic looks. I'm always wondering, my enigmatic looks are always on the border of looking miserable. It's a very fine line. Hopefully I've captured enigmatic there. And this was, 9th of February. This was on. And some studies of hair. I used references for these. And then I love using a little bit of paint to brighten up my drawings because they're practice drawings. They're very necessary. But when you flick through your sketchbook afterwards, it can be a little bit tedious, I find, all grey and carbon coloured. So I got some painting done. I think they're much more cheerful. Ooh, I'd love hair like that. And then I had some washi tape, so I stuck it on. It looked really boring, so I cut out some circles and then coloured them in black. It just made it more entertaining. I do like to have an interesting looking sketchbook, even though it's just a tool, really. And I cut some flowers out of an old book. I had loads of Reader's Digest books, and I was trying to think what on earth I could do with all the paper. So I cut out flowers and I drew a face and glued the flowers on. But it is amazing how many flowers this took. Can you see? There are loads of ones I just drew in round the end because I just got fed up. I thought, I'm not cutting out any more flowers. I'm done. I like the little leaves. I thought that really added something. The little vines. More girls' faces. I got a date on these, the 23rd of February this one was, so that was probably the day or two before. And as again you can see, I don't do many smiles. I'll have to work on my smiley faces. I really like this one, Dreaming of Spring. I like the colours. I love the big daisy. We were dreaming of spring in the 23rd of February and desperate because the weather was so awful. I just had a little go of some expressions there, nothing exciting. On this page I did some swatches for some pens, and now I can't even remember what pens they were. I really should have written this down because I have lots of Pro markers and I have some Spectrum Noirs too. I don't think these are the Spectrum Noir, I think these are the Pro markers, and I was just trying to find some colours to go into my little container. I got a lot and then I just take a smaller amount if I'm travelling or anything like that. This, not my art. I bought some second-hand art books and these were in there. So I thought, well, it's a shame to waste them. Somebody worked hard on them. So I stuck them in and then just added a few black lines. So the hat is mine, the shorts were mine, and the lines around the hair. But I thought I would make it clear, not my art. I decided to try some insects. I just get these haphazard urges. I know they say you should focus and just do one thing to get really good at it, but there are so many things I want to draw. Are you the same? Can you manage to focus on one thing, or is art such a big, huge world that you want to try it all? I'm terrible. I see something like, ooh, let's try that. And we've got some leaves and a conker and some berries. I love the colours on these. I was wondering whether to do like a very pale blotchy green background on these to make it look like they were actually out in the wild, but I thought no, I think they look nicer stood out against the white, and it meant that I could move on to my next pages too. Right, this is not my art, this is my little grandson Max. He made me an Easter egg card with a nest with lots of eggs in, so I just did a little doodle. So I've got that forever, and I had some Happy Mail. So I thought, right then, let's get it all swatched up. So these are some washi tapes, and these are some pens that came in it. They were some skin tone Pro markers and some lovely stickers. Right, this page looks a bit weird, but this was such fun. I was trying out using watercolours and alcohol, and it makes these most amazing patterns. Let me show you. Look at that. There's like some sort of weird aluminium-y look. And then this one, hoping these are clear. Not that you could tell because they are quite blotchy and ethereally edged, I suppose. So those, I was just working on some backgrounds ready for when I draw my girls to put them on, and I thought I could also use these as papers in journaling. So they had lots of applications. So just playing about with my alcohol. And then I started to do some swatches for my, just a second, I've got the box here somewhere. Stuart Semple palette, the world's colourist. Stuart Semple water palette. Stuart Semple palette, the world's coloriest watercolours. And this is the swatch page I did, and they've got the most amazing names like Brittany, Envy, Venom, Wheatfield, Loser, 15 Minutes. I have no idea where they get these names from. We have Bullion, Stump, Void, and then I did something on the other side of this page, and as you can see, the markers came through. So Karen Campbell has got a book out on how to draw 1920s fashion style. So I had that and decided to give it a try. And I quite enjoyed drawing these. I want to spend more time really looking into the 20s because it was a wonderful time for fashion, and also just the patterns of the day on buildings and things like that. So I will be revisiting that, finishing off the book at some point. It's either a doodle or a girl's face to make me relax, and so I did another doodle, and this was on the 18th of March, so we're progressing along. And another one from Karen Campbell's book with the dog. Her dog looked much better than mine. And then more doodling and more doodling. I really like this doodle though. I don't normally add colour. I'll either colour a doodle in or I'll not colour a doodle in, but this, just putting the roses highlights, I like that. I think one of the things with your sketchbook is you can try something out just because you fancy doing it. If you're working in like professional book, or if you've got yourself some really expensive paper, you're a little bit reticent to actually try something new in case you ruin it. But in your sketchbook, you can do what you like and it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, you haven't got to show anybody. It can be just your own private record and fun place. Right, this was with Lamy coloured pencils, and if I show you, the gold metallic is really pretty. It's not as metallic as it could be, but it looks like aged metal, so I quite like that. And I enjoy doing an abstract every now and then. Not big into doing them all the time, but they are fun and relaxing when you just want something that you don't have to concentrate on. Even though some people say, no, abstract art, you have to lay things out in a certain order and you need your focal points and things. That wasn't what this was all about. This was purely for relaxation. Now, I have some original characters over on Instagram, and one of them is Dee. Now, I didn't know what to do about Dee because she didn't stand out enough. She has a very unusual personality. So I thought I'd try a few different faces. She does have pink, rather crazy hair, and I decided I'm going to go for these eyes, which just made her look a little bit different to my other girls, shall we say. So I tried her face on, sideways on, and then I tried some different variations of what Dee could look like with different colour hair, but she definitely got to keep the pink. Here's another lady or girl, and unfortunately I made a split there. I tried cleaning it up, but instead she just looks like she has a little bit of a moustache, so a bit of a shame, but I thought that was loosely based on the 60s. Right, now we have some more, well, I don't know if you would call this abstract. I think it's probably more geometric. It's so much fun, again so relaxing. I tend to do either intense work or relaxing work in my sketchbook, and you never know which is coming. And I like these. I like poached eggs, or half a boiled egg. I think this idea was in my mind from seeing something on the internet, but I can't remember where or who it was. But they do look like boiled eggs. Just a little bit of playing around with faces. I'm really trying to crack this face business. And another girl with an enigmatic look. Surprise, surprise. More girls. I tried this. I thought that was fun. Just drawing half a girl. And it's brilliant because if you draw half a girl, you haven't got to make sure that the eyes are equal. That was a lot easier. And then this girl here, if you look carefully, very few of my girls have exact copy eyes. But then again, not many people in real life have. When you look at them, one eye will generally be a little bit more closed than the other. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Right, another doodle, and this is one of the doodles I coloured in. Quite enjoyed that, with like muted tones. And some eyes. Lots of eyes. Not sure which ones would be my favourites. I'm not very good at eyelashes at the moment, so I'm working on those. And then I tried some hands. So I've got this one with henna tattoos. This girl is drinking a mug of tea, coffee, chocolate, whatever you want it to be. And this girl is going, I wonder, tapping her lips. I like this. I think she's really pretty. And then some men. And here again, I've coloured around the outside loosely with some watercolour, just to make the page look attractive. Right, we've got a cat. For some reason I thought, I wonder if I can draw a cat. And you can tell it's a cat, but I need to work on my cats. And then we've got a man. It's a quick sketch, apparently. I'd forgotten I'd written that there. So those were two quick sketches. And this, I drew this man. And then I was going to colour him in. And I thought, no, I think I'd prefer him with dark on the outside. And so it really draws your eye in. And I love this style. I'm thinking of doing more like that because I don't know what it is. I can never describe what it is that appeals to me with art, but certain things really do it for me, and this one I love. Right, we've got another cat who I think is probably not as good as the first cat. And some people, and some more people that I haven't got round to colouring in. And then this was from a book that I was trying to work from, and it didn't work out. I got bored with that. I drew this one from a reference, and when I first drew this, I only coloured the hat, and I thought it looked really nice, so I put it out on Instagram, and then I painted the rest of the colour in and put that one out as well. But I thought it looked very good with just the colour here and all the rest white. We got a date on that one? Nope, naughty me. I left the back of this clear because I didn't want to risk messing up this painting because I love it so much. And there's just a little bit of playing around. And another doodle on the back of the playing around. Because it came through to this side, I thought, well, see if I can doodle it into something. I got this girl here that after I painted her, I thought, oh, that is really bad. That tiara is in the wrong place completely. It looks like it's sliding down her forehead. And yet this was really popular on Instagram. Lots of people liked it. I wonder if it's because of the metallic bit, or whether it's because she looks a little bit, I don't know, mystical. But that really annoys me. Right, this is one of my favourites in this sketchbook. Coffee shop. She's having a coffee with cream and marshmallows and a chocolate flake, a girl after my own heart. And I spent more time doing the background on this one. If I were to do it again, I think I'd somehow have more contrast between what she's wearing and her hair and the back of the coffee shop. I think I'd probably darken that down a lot more. And this was on the 20th of May. But I don't want to do it now because it's a record of where I was when I did this. And if I alter it, I'll never remember where I'm coming from. So that is staying as it is. And then we got this person here, who's I've just trying to do something with hands and that wasn't very good. And this girl here, who I added more purple to give it more of a sort of cold look. I'm quite pleased with that. And then we've got more faces. Now this I copied from Steph Dix, and then I went over it and altered it. The original drawing is in pencil underneath, and then I went over then with fine liner and did my own thing, so I wasn't copying her completely. There's a girl with purple hair, and this was on the 1st of June. I like the hair on this one. More faces. I really started to get focused on faces, thinking I have to do this, I have to improve. And so the more I draw, the better I get. So it's just a matter of drawing and drawing and drawing and not being afraid of failure. And I'm like that sometimes. I don't know if you're the same. You think, oh, I'm not doing that, I can't draw it. But if you don't get through that stage, you're never going to move on. So I force myself, and sideways on faces are my nemesis. For some reason, I've got a blind spot with them. I cannot get side on faces to look right. And sometimes I need to pull this out, but when I'm drawing them and I pull it out, they look odd. So then I shrink it back and then they still look odd. I'll get there. Right, we've got some more faces here. Now these were from references that I found on Pinterest. And this girl here was lovely. I don't know if you can see, I had a bronze marker pen. And I thought, oh, I wonder if that'll make a nice circle behind her. And it does. And I spluttered it. I splut everything. Now this is when I got my Spectrum Noir Aqua pens. And I did a swatch of them. And then I tried doing some floral pictures with them. I don't know if I prefer the red or the black. I like the black because it stands out. But the red, I like red, but I don't think it's as good as the black. Just me. Which one do you prefer? Are you more into the black one or the red one for backgrounds? I like the idea of leaving a white line around the edge. It just gives them that little bit of pow. They stand out from the background. As you can see, this makes a real mess on the back of a page. Now this, oh, you'll be interested in this. This is my grandson and I decided to do some drawing. So we did some family portraits. So there's Uncle Tim, and I'm not sure who's who. I think that's Granny, that's me, and Grandad, and I think that's Mammy. and then some flowers and all this beautiful, look at the colours and the expression there. This is really an example of somebody who thoroughly enjoyed their drawing and had no reservations about how good they are or their talent. They just went for it and filled the page with colour, and look at that. Again, I've got this to remember forever. And then Max decided he was going to draw me some other things. Now, I don't know if you know what these are, because they're slightly abstract. These are some sticks. He's got a fascination with sticks. And this here, yes, you guessed it, it's a worm. So there we are. Right, I got some stamps. I bought a job lot of stamps off eBay and I decided to try them out. I didn't have a decent stamp pad, so if you've seen the video to this, it was a bit of a nightmare because none of the pads worked. I tried them all out and then I added colour and it's amazing. Again, you can see that's okay. It's a bit uninspiring. But even though these ones didn't come out clearly, add some colour and bam, they suddenly jump off the page. So I really like this character here. He looked nothing until I actually put some colour on, and now he's really good. I like the pagoda. And then I did this stamping here and I'd stamped on there and it came out all over this girl's face. Look at her. She looks like it's not even measles because it's purple. She got purple measles disease. It's a shame because she was quite pretty. These are more of the stamps that I got. Kingston rank. Your kind attention is requested, please. Westminster Bank. And the last of the stamps here by email. I like this one. I think that's lovely. And I think this is supposed to be a lamp. And all crew spaces, galleys, storerooms and etc. inspected, found clean and sanitary. Always good to know. I've got this girl's face here. I love her hair. This was on the 3rd of July. As you can see, we're ploughing away now, getting more drawing done. And this one was really popular on Instagram. More popular, I was surprised to find, than this one. I preferred this one to this one, but my Instagram followers preferred this one. Then I was approached by a company and said, would you like to try out our acrylic paints and do a video for us? So I thought, I'll give it a go, but I've only used acrylic paints a few times. So I decided to try it out, diluting them. I'd never diluted them properly. And this is what I came up with. I just put a little bit of gesso on a piece of cardboard and then painted it. I think for my first attempt that wasn't too bad. That was on the 5th of July. And then I did this girl, and now she's not reading right. I don't know why. She's supposed to be facing away, and I think I needed to turn her head a little. She almost looks like this is the front of her body and then that's the back of her body, and she's sort of like one of these dolls you could turn round, but you didn't turn her around completely. Got this girl here, and I was trying out curly hair. I'm pleased with the way that came out. But I like the stripes on here, but don't look too closely because they're rather uneven and not quite in line. But on the other hand, that can sometimes add to the charm, because for me, I'm not into photorealistic art at all. I look at it and I think, whoa, that's clever, but I don't want to do it myself because I think, oh, it's easier to take a photograph. And so if I want photorealistic art, I look at somebody else's and I can thoroughly enjoy that, but it's not for me. So this just looks like I painted it, so I'm quite happy there. And this is my character Dee, if she were a superhero. So I'm not quite sure what her magic power is, other than the stare. Ooh. When I did some manga drawing, probably a year ago now, I just based this on the backgrounds I picked up then. And there you can see alcohol markers are notorious for coming through the paper. And then there's this girl who's, if I show you there, you can see there are wisps of hair, but I don't think they show very well from a distance. So this was the 13th of July. And we're getting near the end now. This one's upside down. There we go. Some characters, nothing, no reason, just I was drawing them, trying to practice characters, a little bit of anatomy, but upside down. And then more faces. I love this one. This was based on something I found on Pinterest, but I can't remember where. Oh, I haven't painted the front little bit of a fringe there. Oops. And more faces. I'm trying to draw sad faces. She looks very sad. She looks sort of sad. This one looks confused. And some more faces here which you can't see because I did some alcohol marker work on the other side. But again, it doesn't matter because it's just my sketchbook and it's not the end of the world. And then I got to my final page in the sketchbook, which was a long time coming. For anybody who follows my art journey, I get through sketchbooks a lot faster than this. This was on the 25th of July. So as you can see, it's been about 2 weeks or more since I finished this sketchbook, and only now I'm doing the tour, and I love this. I'm trying to focus on getting gesture into my figures now, and I think I quite did okay with this one. I like the look on the sea. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. I went over it and fiddled with it and messed about, and eventually I think it's okay. And that was the end of my sketchbook. I've already started my next one, and that shouldn't be as long. You won't have to wait so long for that sketchbook to come around. And I'm pleased with this. I think I have cracked faces a little bit. I draw every morning, and some mornings, no matter how I try, I cannot get a face right. And I rub it out a gazillion times, and then I say, oh, I'm just doing an easy face, and I change the position so that I can do something easy. So it still doesn't come to me naturally, but I definitely have improved on my faces since December. What was it? December? Boxing Day, wasn't it? Yes, Boxing Day. So this one took from Boxing Day, 26th of December, until 25th of July. So that is 7 months. And I'm looking forward to, well, I've already started tucking into my new sketchbook. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and that way you'll get to see whenever I put out more sketchbook tours, haul videos. I do some journaling. There's usually something that'll interest you over on my channel. I'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, draw every day and have fun. Bye!